Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing my fourth update to my Pan That palette. If you're new here, I am panning the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette and I am loving it so far. This year's Pan That palette has been a little tumultuous, I'm not gonna lie. So if you would like to get caught up on everything that's gone on so far in this project, I will link the playlist down below. I put all of my uploads in my playlists in order, so you can just binge away, and I will also link my other project pans down below for your viewing pleasure. And without further ado, let's hop straight into this video. So my goal for this palette, if you forgot, is to hit pan on every shade in this palette. I don't know how I'm gonna do with that, but I have just been picking different focus shades, playing around with the palette. I'm trying to find a good balance between pan those eyeshadows and this project, but I think I can do it. So without further ado, this is what my palette was looking like last month. I've used this palette 14 additional times since my last update, so not a ton, but I do think that that's like relatively good progress, and this is what the palette is looking like now. As you can see, I have not hit any pans, but I still wanted to go through and highlight some of the areas that I've been focusing on and how this past month went, what shades I was using a lot. So to start, the shade Glistening is so close. I really think that I am going to have pan in Glistening in this upcoming month. I think I'm like 2 uses away from it. Maybe like 3 or 4, but I genuinely think pan is coming any day with the shade Glistening. Orange Soda, I haven't used a ton. Rose Pink, I haven't used a ton. Sultry is one of my favorite shades in this palette. I'm wearing it on my lids today. I think it is such a stunning color. It pulls a little bit bronze when you wear it with the warmer tones, and then it pulls more like rosy when you wear it with the mauve or like the pinks. And it's just so flattering. I have been reaching for it a lot in conjunction with the shade Dusty Rose, which is in my crease. And then I went in with a little bit of Mulberry, kind of like to smoke along my upper lash line. And then I created this wing with the shade Noir. And then I went in just with my waterline with a eyeliner pencil. And I think this look turned out really pretty. And as I was saying, I've just been going in a lot with like Dusty Rose in the crease, Sultry in the lid, done. I did that like 3 or 4 times, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but out of 14 times, that's like a quarter of my uses. I think Sultry is going to be one of my focus shades this upcoming month. I've just been so happy to reach for it. I want to encourage myself to reach for the things that I want to, rather than trying to force myself to use stuff that I don't want to. Bronze was one of my focus shades this past month. I think I used it once or twice. It's beautiful. I just have been in like a smoky and like gray, cool toned kind of vibe. I think part of it is the lip products and the cheek product that I've been painting right now. And maybe a little bit of the Tortured Poets department coming out and just enjoying that aesthetic, but I have not been reaching for the warms as much from this palette, and I think that's why I didn't get as many uses in this palette as as I did in March, because in March I used this palette 19 times. Moving on, Mulberry I used today, but that was genuinely the only use. I think this is going to be one of the harder shades for me to hit pan on because it's so pigmented. Then, as I said, I've been using Dusty Rose a lot. I haven't been dipping into Fairy at all. I'm going to move and start focusing on it once I hit pan and glisten. Burnt Orange was a focus shade earlier, and I haven't really used Burnt Orange or Sienna much at all. I think I did one look that I filmed in a reel where I used them, and then that was the only time I reached for them this month. The other shade that I've been using a ton is Rustic. Whenever I was wearing a bright lipstick, you can be sure that I was wearing Rustic all over the lid and in the crease, and then I would line my eyes with Cypress Umber. I think that these two work really well together, creates a very work-appropriate, neutral, not super heavy look, and it's just been really easy to wear. But you can barely tell that I've been reaching for it. Rustic looks untouched. So this is also going to be one where I think it's going to be hard for me to end up hitting pan in it, because when I've reached for it like 6 or 7 times, you can't tell at all. Whereas I feel like I reached for burnt orange 6 or 7 times my first month, and you can start to see a little bit of a dip there. Then lastly, we have Cypress Umber, and obviously I am very close to pan. This is actually my Pan Those eyeshadow, so I've been keeping track on this, but of the uses, but like I reach for this shade almost every time I reach for this palette because it's in both projects. And this is another one that I think is close, but I think I have more like 10 uses on this before I hit pan. Whereas like glistening, any day now. Noir, I really like. I think, you know, if I continue to do little wings like this, I could make some progress over the course of the year. If these two were the 2 shades that I didn't hit pan on this year, I could make my peace with that if I hit pan on everything else. So I think I'm just going to try and use these ones more organically and not stress too much, because they are beautiful and they work really well, but they are so pigmented. So this month, I'm going to give myself something easy. One of my focus shades is going to be glistening. I want to hit pan on it. I think I can do that. Second focus shade is going to be sultry. I would like to see a good dip on it by the end of the month. You can definitely tell it's been more loved than the 2 next to it, but I would like to see like a good dip. And I'm going to keep focusing on Rustic because I'm still pinning a lot of bright lips. I'm still going to be reaching for it a lot, and I would like to see a little bit of a dip on it before I start playing around and using other things. So those are going to be my 3 focus shades. A quick swatch of them for you. I think that's doable. So hopefully we will have 1, maybe 2 pans if I keep going with Cypress Umber the way I've been going for my next update. And then hopefully a couple good dips, especially if I continue using other shades with my focus shades. So that is everything for today's update. It's short and sweet, or I hope short and sweet. I didn't ramble too much. And I am really happy to be working on this palette this year. And most of all, I hope we start seeing some good progress soon. So that is everything that I have for you today. I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.